I'm going to come clean. I have no idea what I'm doing, but such is life, especially when you're starting something new. So, my name's Jason, and this channel is going to be just a combination of a travel blog or a vlog and a foreigner living in Japan, like all this fun stuff. But it's not going to follow any of the standard, typical formats that you might expect. Because I've been living in Japan for 17 years now, and this country is just normal to me. Like I don't go, I don't see all the little things that foreigners see anymore when they come and visit this country, because so much of it is just normal after 17 years. But what I'm doing, aside from using English here, is I want to show people parts of Japan that they don't really get to see. I want to show people the places that if you can come here for any amount of time to do a touristy thing and you're not interested in going to all of the big tourist destinations like in Tokyo or Osaka, Kyoto, those are wonderful places to go and visit. For me, once is enough. But I know some people, they love the hustle, the bustle, the big cities, the shining buildings and all this stuff, the shopping. And that's fine for a lot of people, but for me, I'm not interested in any of that. What I want to see is green. And Japan has a lot of green. People don't really realize it, but this country is very mountainous. There are lots and lots of valleys that have just these tiny little communities, farming communities. The trees just cover the mountains. There's a whole lot of cedar, so if you have a cedar allergy, I recommend not coming in the springtime. But otherwise, you will have to be so doped up on whatever allergy medicine you take that it may adversely affect you. That's certainly the case for me. From February until March, I'm taking $30 worth of allergy medicine every week, which is expensive. But this is it's a wonderful place to be. It's just a lot of people don't really get to see the lesser known places. And one of the things that I want to do over the next couple of years with my dog, I want to go and visit every prefecture in the country. There's 47 of them. Okinawa is going to be the most difficult, as that's a completely separate island way off the mainland. But that's fine. It gives us plenty to do, and there's a whole lot to see in every prefecture. Now, because I am going to be traveling to these places with my dog, we can't go into the main touristy locations. I can't bring my dog into a castle, for example. There are some other attractions that you would think a dog would be okay, like a suspension bridge, but no. Some places do not allow dogs on suspension bridges or allow dogs into manicured parks or things of that sort. So, such is life. But what we're going to do is we're going to go and visit all of the, well, maybe not all, but we're going to go and visit many of the interesting places that I just find on a map. Like, I'm not using travel sites, I'm not using any of the travel magazines that are published in this country to go and find destinations. I'm just literally opening Google Maps, saying where would I like to go. I find a prefecture and then I just poke around until I find something interesting. And it's like, oh, let's go and do that. So I'm rambling, I apologize for that. I will do that a lot. But what I'm hoping to do today is my dog and I, we are going to be heading into Fukui prefecture. We're going to be going to a place called Ōshima, which is a little island just off the shore of Fukui prefecture, sitting right there in the Sea of Japan. And we're going to see what's there. Looking at it on Google Maps, there's very little there, which is just fine, because it's going to be a good place for us to go, to stretch our legs, to use the cameras, and just explore. That's the only reason why we're going. Most of these trips that I do with my dog are really cheap. We usually spend less than, not including gas, we usually spend less than 20 bucks, or like 2000 yen, when we go. And the only time we're spending money is to, grab a sandwich or an onigiri, like a Japanese rice ball, or things of that sort. It's like these very tiny things. We're not spending a whole bunch of money, which for me is wonderful. The most expensive part of many of these trips is the gas, the tolls. Today I'm going to spend maybe 30 bucks in gas, but that's fine. So yeah, you're welcome to come along with us. One of the things I find really funny, whenever I'm talking into a camera, there are people, because this is a convenience store, there are people all over the place, and so people are looking into the car because my car is, it stands out on purpose. And because I'm a foreigner in a place that doesn't really get a whole lot of foreigners, I stand out. But also, this car is a convertible, so people really, really notice it. So let's drop the top because the weather today is quite nice. It's 25 degrees Celsius. I have no idea what that is in Fahrenheit, but we've got a little bit of cloud up ahead, or up above, and yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous. So what we're going to do as we're heading to Fukui, we're going to be following along some of the national highways. And with these national highways, there are a bunch of parks along the way that we're going to be stopping at. We're going to be passing by some rivers, some lakes. So we're going to stop. My dog is going to get an opportunity to go and explore, as well as me. I'm going to take out the cameras, going to record some video, going to take some pictures, and just going to see what happens. A lot of these trips I don't over-plan aside from the final destination, which 40% of the time we don't even make it to there. We stop somewhere between our home and the destination because it just becomes too far, and we turn around and we go back. All of these are just day trips. So yeah, again, you're welcome to come along with us if you wish. And here's one of the many reasons I like Japan. I mean, just look at this view. This is what I like to see. This is much, much more interesting to me than anything that Tokyo or Osaka or Kyoto have to offer. Don't get me wrong, those places do have their own beauty as well. And Kyoto has a very interesting beauty as well, however, it's very manufactured. But this is, and of course, here's my puppy dog. This is Ayumi. I usually refer to her as puppy dog when we're driving. I call her puppy dog all the time. while traveling along these, I often see all the work that's gone into building and maintaining the roads. It makes me wonder about the construction workers, the ones who actually did all the work, putting in the concrete and the reinforcements and the barriers. Here's some right now. They do a remarkable amount of work in very, very difficult places. Okay, that guy was telling me to slow down. I wonder if that means that there's a cop up ahead. So, the posted speed limit here is 50. I'm currently doing 52. Mind you, my car doesn't have a digital speedometer. So I've tried to do some measurements to see how accurate the speedometer is in this car, and it seems like the speedometer is maybe about 5 kilometers an hour faster than the car's actually moving. I've used GPS-based speedometers on the phone and as part of the drive recorder, which has a built-in GPS, in order to measure speed, and it's typically about 5 kilometers less than what the speedometer shows. One of the real nice things about coming to this part of the country, to these really rural locations, is the lack of Wi-Fi. Well, not Wi-Fi, sorry, the lack of cell reception. When you come out here, the cell reception is just so weak. It's wonderful. So as a result, the phone goes in and out of reception. But whenever I go on these trips, I make sure, because I'm using Google Maps, whenever I go on these trips, I make sure that the area map is downloaded so that it can operate offline. And then I also have a Garmin GPS, which is connected to the device, to the iPad and whatnot, just to make sure that I don't have to rely on the cell towers for positioning location. Generally, it works relatively well. There are times when Google Maps is absolutely infuriating, sending me down a road that is barely wider than my very narrow car, but I've yet to find a piece of software that works perfectly in every situation. Wait. This is nice. This is nice. Look at that. Nice little bridge. Gorgeous clouds. Nice lake. Here we have a little monument. It also looks like there was a young person here not too long ago, because on the back, somebody's lost their bag. Poor Doraemon, it's a lost toy. This is a really nice place to come and just disconnect. There was a sign that I saw down by the lake that asked people to keep their cell phones with them, just in case there's an accident. I think that's a wonderful thing that we can do. We can have some form of communication with us just about everywhere we go in this country, just in case we have to call for help. But over the past few centuries, we humans, we've tamed so much of this planet that when we do need to call for help, things have gone really, really bad. Or we just didn't prepare. In any case, if we didn't prepare, things can go very, very bad. But this is a wonderful place to be. Even my puppy dog is enjoying it. She's exploring the plants, exploring the flowers. Yeah, just as a puppy dog would. Sniffing every blade of grass and every pebble she comes across. Because I'm sure there's all kinds of plant and animal life here that she's never smelled until today. That said, I think it's time for us to get going to Fukui. It's just about noon here, so we have maybe another 2 hours before we get to Ōshima. That'll get us there in enough time to enjoy maybe an hour or two. And of course, Ayumi can enjoy a nice little nap along the way. Come on, girl, let's go. All right, you, come on. In you go. Okay. Get your seatbelt on. Watch your bum. And away we go, puppy dog. ねpuppy dog いいね。There it is, puppy dog. No, that's a different place. Ōshima's on the other side. Bridge. See the bridge, puppy dog? That's where we're going. Okay, so it took a little bit longer than expected to get to Ōshima, but here we are. Now Ayumi and I are going to pack our things and get ready to cross this wonderful red bridge in front of us. I really like coming to these places, but I'm really out of shape. Every time Ayumi and I come to mountains or temples or things of that sort where we have to climb up all these stairs, they're either usually stone stairs, sometimes wood, that are set into the soil. But because these things are all laid by hand and cut by hand, many of them are centuries old. As a result, the stairs are not the same height. So you really have to pay attention to each and every step. And that's exhausting. I don't know how people used to come up these steps while they were wearing kimono and yukata and things that constrict the legs. Like I'm coming up here in jeans and it's exhausting. But it's good exercise. It's good exercise. I really need to lose several kilos, so I should do more of this. But let's keep going. Oh, this is nice. the Sea of Japan. This place is called Magnetic Rock because it has a lot of, well, magnetic filaments. Even though it's magnetic, it shouldn't cause any problems with my electronics, since my electronics are usually pretty good against even neodymium magnets, but this is pretty remarkable. Well, this is just downright silly of me. I have in my car about 7, maybe 8 tripods. One problem is my car is over there. I didn't bring any tripods with me, so I can't get any pictures of Ayumi and I sitting together on these rocks. That's really, really silly. But this is a learning experience. This is something that I'm sure I'm going to get better with so long as I continue doing this, so long as I continue making videos. Of course, one of the questions that I do have is whether the audio is going to be any decent. I'm not a big fan of low quality audio. It really bothers me. I'm sure it bothers other people as well. Maybe not as much, but it's certainly distracting when you're watching something and the audio is just awful. You want to go explore? Okay, come on, let's go explore. It's an absolutely wonderful place. I think Ayumi's going to have a really good nap in the car. we have to be careful of high waves and slippery rocks. But that's okay. Let's keep going. Come on. Come on, girl. Keep going straight. I could easily spend an entire day just taking pictures. Okay, puppy dog, it's almost dinner time. How about we start heading back to the car? Come on, let's head back to the car. Ayumi's been quite the intrepid little puppy dog. She doesn't seem to mind all the stairs, all the climbing, all the uneven rocks. A wonderful travel companion. And here we go, back to where we started. All right, come on, girl. Let's cross the bridge. Ōshima bashi. Ah, この子はAyumiです。よかったね、よかったね。大丈夫、大丈夫。すごいパピードッグ。Come on, you silly puppy dog. Come on, こっちこっち、こっちこっち。Okay, so the puppy dog and I have enjoyed a nice little trip to Fukui. We just made our regular trip to the gas station to make sure that we don't run out of fuel on the way home. Don't think we would have. We had more than half a tank, but it's always better to be safe than sorry. But gas in this prefecture is so expensive. Shogunai though. But we also made a quick stop by Starbucks so that I could get a little cup of coffee. Just a little thing to help us, well, to help me remain focused while we make our way back. It's going to be about 170 kilometers to drive back to our house from here. So it should be a nice little drive. The only downside is we're going to be going along with rush hour traffic since it is a Thursday evening here. But I don't think it's going to be too bad. Fukui is not nearly as crowded as Chiba or Tokyo or any of the bigger prefectures. So it should be nice. We're going to be going through the mountains once again, and yeah, just going to enjoy the drive. I have nowhere to be and no time to be there, so no need to rush. Let's get going.